This is the only guide you need to master Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. This video is sprinkled with many tips and tricks for beginners and grandmasters alike, including the best combos and the best DPS tricks that you might not know. I'm going to explain each ability with its best use cases and tips. And later we're going to combine all of them, including the best crosshair you can use, which you can't miss with, to create insane damage dealing attack combos that are honestly broken right now. The projectile spread of this attack is random, and thus it's most effective in close range scenarios, where the attack would have a much tighter spread. Of course, you can use this ability long range, but there would be significant damage drop off at range. This attack does around 40 to 50 damage within 15 meters and slowly drops off the further you get. This attack will take some getting used to because after you click the ability button, there is a small delay before the attack actually happens. This makes aiming with the fire cluster very difficult and would require you to pre-aim in front of the enemy, anticipating their next move. Blazing Blast allows Johnny to throw fireballs directly at opponents to deal damage or at the ground to create flame fields. If the fireball hits an enemy who is close to the ground, a flame field will still form beneath them. This makes it a strong tool for both direct damage and area control. Flame fields are used for another one of his abilities, but we will get to that soon. A direct hit from Blazing Blast inflicts 40 damage, while standing in a flame field deals 25 damage per second. Flame fields can be stacked on top of each other, which means enemies caught in multiple fields will take significantly more damage. This is especially powerful in tight spaces where enemies may not realize they are standing on overlapping flame fields. One thing to keep in mind is that flame fields will not properly form on uneven terrain. If the ground isn't fully flat, the field may fail to appear. So positioning is key when trying to place them effectively. You can throw flame fields around the enemy and then use the Pyro Prison ability to connect up those flame fields together with a wall of fire. Any enemy caught within it will be taking 50 damage a second. You can use this as an area control tool to force the enemy to either walk through the flames or to find another way around. This is extremely powerful around choke points where the enemy wouldn't have much of a choice than to either burn alive or to wait till the fire flames out. You can also connect up two flame fields to create a firewall, which would instead do 65 damage to anyone who walks across it. This ability lets Johnny slam himself towards the direction he's looking at, dealing 40 damage to nearby enemies and causing a knockback effect. This body slam is perfect to finish off weakened enemies as it can inflict 40 damage. But you'd have to be careful with it because if you use it at the wrong time, you'd be essentially throwing yourself at the enemies with not that much health. You can also use this attack to knock someone over the edge if they are standing too close to the edge, or push an enemy towards your teammates. This ability is also perfect to close the gap between you and your enemy if you want to use the fire cluster ability more effectively. Diving on flame fields would cause that flame field to detonate and cause 55 damage to the enemy. His plasma body ability lets him fly 50% faster. This is pretty good to use right after the flaming meteor ability to quickly get out and to move faster in general. This boost lasts around 8 seconds. A pretty straightforward ability. When activated, he hovers in place, charging up energy before releasing a massive explosion that deals around 70 damage to all enemies within 20 meters. This ability also converts all flame fields into flame tornadoes. These flame tornadoes do 100 damage per second. This ability is best used when enemies are grouped together, such as during objective fights or choke points. Here's a combo that can basically one-shot any 250 health character. First, you use the Fire Cluster ability, then Blazing Blast, and finish it off with a Flaming Meteor. Another cool attack you can do is to spam fire fields where enemies are hanging around, and then use the flaming meteor ability to ignite all of them at once, causing a lot of damage to anyone close by. Another simple combo is to just alternate between Fire Cluster and Blazing Blast and finishing them off with the meteor. This right here is the best crosshair to use when playing the Human Torch. Let me break down how this crosshair can help you. When you are within 0 to 30 meters to an enemy, you should be aiming at the target's head or body with the red dot in the middle. At this distance, the projectile speed isn't too slow to miss the target when aiming with the red dot. The yellow circle indicates the spread of Johnny's primary attack. All of the fire pellets would be within this circle. As long as the circle is over an enemy, you should be able to hit them with the fire cluster. The 4 rectangles are very useful if you want to track and actually hit moving targets. Since the projectile speed of the fire cluster is slow, we need to pre-aim in front of the enemy. This is where the rectangles come in. All you have to do is align the rectangle on the target when you shoot. This would guarantee that you hit the moving target with the fire cluster. When Johnny teams up with Invisible Woman, they activate Storm Siblings. Once activated, this effect lasts for 5 seconds, during which Johnny can continuously generate 5 bonus health every 0.1 seconds, for a total of 100 bonus health when damage is taken. This ability provides a defensive buffer, allowing Johnny to play more aggressively while mitigating incoming damage. This synergy is particularly valuable in extended fights, where the sustained health regeneration can help counteract chip damage and keep the team in the fight for longer. For this synergy, both Storm and the Human Torch need to pop their ultimate abilities at roughly the same time. When Storm's ult interacts with Johnny's fire tornadoes, her ult will transform into a massive fire tornado, dealing 160 damage per second and lasting up to 11 seconds. Compared to Storm's regular ult, which only does 150 damage a second and lasting for 5 seconds. The duration of the ult increases by 2 seconds with each flame tornado touched, up to a maximum duration of 11 seconds. During her ultimate, if she touches any existing flame tornadoes, they will increase in size and damage output to deal 110 damage a second, instead of the usual 100 damage a second. The synergy can be started up in 3 ways. Storm can start her ult on an existing flame tornado. Storm can press X to teleport to an existing flame tornado. The Human Torch can press X to start up the synergy. So, that's pretty much it. If I missed something, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for watching.